There's a moment early in this film, maybe 3 minutes in, where Baby is sitting in a parked car outside a bank. His crew is inside robbing the place, and he's just sitting there, sunglasses on head, slightly bobbing, completely unbothered, like he's waiting for a coffee order, not a getaway. That image tells you everything you need to know about who this guy is. Baby Driver came out in 2017, directed by Edgar Wright, and it is genuinely one of the most technically precise action films ever made. Every single car chase is choreographed to the beat of an actual song. Every sound effect, every punch, every screech of a tire synced to music. It sounds like a gimmick. It is absolutely not a gimmick. This is the story of a kid who was born into the wrong life, fell in love at exactly the wrong time, and had to drive his way out of both. Let's get into it. We meet Baby at a stadium. He looks young, quiet, the kind of guy you'd walk past and immediately forget, which, by design, is the whole point, because Baby is a professional getaway driver, and the most dangerous thing about him is that nobody ever sees him coming. We open on the crew already in position. Baby parks the car in front of the bank, watches his people file in, and does what he always does, puts his earbuds in and disappears into the music. A cop car drifts past him. Baby doesn't flinch, doesn't move, just watches it roll by in his side mirror, then goes right back to his playlist. The crew hits the bank. 40 seconds later, they're pouring back out, weapons and bags in hand, piling into the car. Baby doesn't wait for a signal, doesn't ask if everyone's in. He already knows. He peels out before the last door even closes. What follows is one of the cleanest chase sequences you've ever seen. 5 police cruisers materialize out of nowhere. A helicopter joins the pursuit, and Baby, completely calm, zero expression, starts working. He finds 2 identical red cars on the highway and slots himself between them, running 3 wide at speed, using them as camouflage when he dips under an overpass. He shifts lanes at exactly the right moment, and the helicopter loses him just like that. The pursuit ends not because Baby ran, because Baby made them confused. They dump the car in a garage, swap out, change clothes, and disappear into the city. Baby strolls back to the hideout on foot like a man who just went to get groceries, music in his ears, not a care in the world. The scary part isn't the speed, it's how calm he stays. Back at the hideout, Doc, the man who runs all of this, divides the money. Doc is sharp, controlled, the kind of guy who's never loud because he's never wrong. One of the crew, a guy named Griff, decides this is a good moment to take a shot at Baby, calls him slow. Doc shuts it down in about 4 words. He makes it clear Baby might look like a kid, but he just saved everyone's life. Griff doesn't push it again. Afterward, Doc pulls Baby aside at the car and hands him his cut. He tells Baby there's one final job left, and once it's done, they're square. Baby takes the money without a word. He goes home and lifts a floorboard. Underneath it, stacked neatly in rows, is more money than most people will ever see in person. Baby adds his cut to the pile and drops the board back down. His foster father Joe is sitting nearby. Joe is deaf, but he watches everything. He asks where the money comes from. Baby says work. Then he tells Joe something important. This is the last job. After this, he's done. Joe doesn't look convinced, but he doesn't argue either. Baby puts on a cassette tape. He made records he's collected over the years, sounds layered over each other, voices and music spliced into something personal. He sorts through them until he lands on one labeled Mom. He holds it, stares at it, puts it back down. He grabs his old iPod instead, pockets it, and walks out into the city. He ends up at a diner called Beau's Small Place, warm lighting, the kind of spot that doesn't try too hard. And then a waitress walks out from the back, and she's singing. Her name is Deborah. The song is called Baby, and she doesn't know anyone's watching, which somehow makes it better. Baby raises his phone and records it. He completely zones out, sitting there in his own world, until Deborah walks right up to his table and asks for his order. He barely registers that she's standing there. She is warm in a way that doesn't feel performed when she asks what he does. He tells her he's a driver. She says she's jealous that she always imagines just getting in a car with no destination and driving until the music runs out, but she doesn't have a car, doesn't know how to drive. Baby tells her he knows the feeling. Then he tells her she's beautiful and walks out before it gets weird. Deborah keeps singing the same song on his way out. Baby pauses at the door and asks the name of the track. He buys the album the same day, comes home dancing. Joe watches him from his chair, and without Baby saying a single word about the girl, Joe smiles and tells him he approves. For the first time in a while, Baby looks like a person who might actually have a future. Then Doc calls. There's a new job, new crew. Baby shows up at the meeting point and gets introduced to 3 people: Buddy, Darling, and Bats. Buddy and Darling are a couple. They work together, move together, finish each other's sentences. There's something almost romantic about how smoothly they operate, and something deeply unsettling about it at the same time. And then there's Bats. Bats is the kind of guy who walks into a room and immediately makes it worse. Volatile, paranoid, always looking for a reason to escalate. The crew asks why Baby always has music playing. Doc explains the tinnitus, the constant ringing in Baby's ears from an accident when he was a kid. Baby lives inside it. The music is how he drowns it out. Bats hears this and doesn't know what to do with it, so he files it away as weakness. He goes to Doc privately and asks if he really trusts this kid. Doc tells him Baby knows how to drive while he's in the zone, and then lists off a few of Baby's greatest hits, including the time Baby stole Doc's own car just to prove a point. Bats is exactly the kind of guy who turns every bad situation into a disaster, and he's going to be along for the ride. The next morning, the crew rolls out to their target, a cash delivery location simple enough on paper, but they're being watched. A man outside clocks them immediately. Ex-military. Based on how he moves, he waits until they're back in the car before making his move, rams them head-on and opens fire without a word. Baby drives like someone who already knows every move the cops are about to make, but this guy isn't a cop, he's something less predictable, and that makes him more dangerous. Baby still gets them out barely, but it costs them JD, one of the crew, who gets left behind in the chaos when they reach the meetup point and Baby goes to buy coffee. He comes back to find JD's spot empty permanently. Doc pays Baby out and tells him there's one more thing: get rid of the car. There's a body in the back. Baby takes it out to a junkyard and watches it get swallowed up standing there in the quiet. He drifts somewhere else, back to his mother singing in the kitchen, back to his father's hands, back to the night of the accident. He comes back to himself in the middle of a junkyard, with ringing in his ears and a playlist in his pocket. He drops his gloves and his phone in the dirt, walks away. He finds himself back at Bo's and Deborah is there. The two of them fall into conversation the way people do when they're both a little lonely and don't quite realize it. Baby tells her his mother used to work at this diner, used to sing too. Deborah asks what she does now. Baby says nothing. Deborah tells him about her own mother, developmental disability, years of caregiving, a life spent looking after someone else. They're not the same, these two, but they understand each other in the specific way that people with quiet grief always seem to. They go for a walk, end up at a laundromat. Deborah sings along to a song Baby puts on, and for a few minutes the whole thing feels almost normal, almost. They agree on a date. Baby goes home vibrating with energy practically bouncing off the walls. He tells Joe he's done with the job, finished. Joe, in his quiet way, tells Baby to go deliver pizzas if he wants to keep driving, make people happy, put the skills to better use. Baby thinks about it for about 30 seconds and actually does it. His first delivery shows up at a customer's door so fast the guy checks the timestamp twice. Baby counts his money that night and makes a decision. He's not dragging Deborah into any of this. Whatever is building between them stays completely separate from everything else. He should have known that's not how this works. Their date goes well, too well. They're at a restaurant, laughing, losing track of time until the waiter comes over and tells them someone already paid their bill. It's Doc. Baby walks over. Doc is pleasant about it in the way that people are pleasant when they're holding a gun behind their back. He needs Baby for one more job. Baby says no, they had a deal. Doc stops smiling. He tells Baby exactly what happens to Baby's legs if he says no, tells him exactly what happens to the people Baby loves. Baby says yes. He spends the walk home barely speaking. Deborah notices everything. Baby can't explain any of it, so he says nothing. They part ways and agree to see each other the next day. That night, Doc picks him up and takes him to scout the next target, a post office. The job is tomorrow, but Doc wants intel today. Baby goes in with Doc's young nephew, just another face in the crowd, and quietly maps the whole place: customers, employees, cameras, guards, weapons. He comes back to the car with everything Doc needs. Doc drives him home. Baby steps out and calls Deborah, tells her he can't see her today. She asks if he quit driving, yet he says that's all he wants to do, quit drive west, no plan, no destination. Music up her in the passenger seat. He asks if she'd go. She says yes, without hesitating. Baby says he'll see her soon. He means it. At the cruise hotel the next morning, things are already tense before anyone says a word. The combined group, Bats, Buddy, Darling, Baby, has the energy of a room full of people who don't trust each other and have agreed not to say so out loud. Buddy pulls Baby aside and talks about music and driving, actually connecting for a moment. Bats cuts in to announce he doesn't need music to drive anything, and the moment dies immediately. Doc arrives and walks them through the planned post office tomorrow in and out. But before the job, there's a weapons pickup, a routine exchange, or it should be they pull up to a location, find a man in white waiting for them with crates of hardware rifles, grenades. The moment Bats spots the markings on the crates, he starts shooting, because those markings say law enforcement. These aren't arms dealers, these are undercover cops. The whole scene collapses in seconds, both sides trading fire, Baby barely making it out, Darling taking a bullet through her hand. Bats explains himself in the car afterward, loud, unapologetic. He shot first because he saw the labels and acted. Everyone else is furious. Nobody has a good answer for him. What Baby doesn't realize yet is that from this moment on, there is no version of this that ends quietly. They're on the highway when Bats decides he's hungry and tells Baby to stop at Bo's. Baby says no. Bats escalates. Baby says the diner is no good. Bats can hear that there's a reason behind the reason, and that makes him more interested, not less. He forces the stop. Deborah is working. She comes out to take their orders, and for one terrible second she and Baby make eye contact. Baby looks away, plays it like a stranger. Bats watches, files it away later while Darling is singing along to something on the jukebox. Bats turns to Baby and asks quietly, like it's nothing, do you know her? Baby says no. Bats pulls his gun. He's going to walk over there and kill her. Baby stops him, tells him relax. He was about to leave her a tip. That's it. Bats backs down. They leave. Baby goes to pay the bill. On his way out, he hands Deborah a napkin. She opens it later and finds a time, a date, a place. He was thinking about her the entire time. Back at the hideout, Doc confronts the crew. He never heard a code word from the weapons exchange. He already knows those people were cops. He cancels the job, tells everyone to get out of the city tonight. Bat says he's not going anywhere. The argument that follows is less of a debate and more of a very controlled explosion. Doc looks at Baby, tells him the final word belongs to him. Baby weighs it, says he's in. Later, alone in his hotel room, Baby sits with his recorder running. He imagines Deborah next to him, actually narrates the whole thing to himself out loud like he's living inside it. When he snaps back to reality, he checks his watch. It's 1 minute to 2. He's supposed to meet her right now. He gets to the hallway and finds Buddy blocking it. Buddy asks where he's going. Baby says the cafe. Buddy stares at him for a long moment, and then says, if you're thinking about running, don't, because I will find you and I will destroy everything around you first. Then Buddy takes Baby's recorder, asks him why he's been tapping them, pulls a gun, asks if he's a cop. Baby has watched Bats nearly execute people for that accusation. His whole body locks up. He explains slowly, carefully, that he just records things, makes songs out of them, listens alone, it's just music. They don't fully believe him, but they believe him enough. They hit him over the head, go collect his tapes from the room. And when he comes to, they're all laid out on the table. Doc tells Baby to explain himself. Baby asks what they did to Joe. Bats rolls Joe in on his wheelchair. Baby picks up his recorder and plays one of the tapes. Darling hears it and actually smiles. It's good. Doc picks up the tape labeled Deborah. Darling recognizes the voice. That's the girl from the diner. Bats asks Baby why he said he didn't know her. Baby stands up, says no one else runs this job, just him. Doc agrees. Deborah sits at the diner alone and waits. Morning, the crew moves. Buddy and Darling take the front entrance. Baby and Bats circle to the back in the car. Baby is sitting there watching the entrance when a woman walks toward the post office doors and glances at him almost like she's asking permission. Baby shakes his head. Turn around, don't go in. She turns back, flags down the officer standing nearby. Both of them end up right outside Baby's window. The crew comes out. Bats kills the officer. They pile in. Baby doesn't. Bats screams at him. Baby stays frozen 1 second, 2 seconds, and then he floors it straight into the armored truck in front of them. Metal poles punch through the windshield right into Bats. He was the most dangerous person in the room, and Baby just removed him from the equation. There's no plan after this. Buddy and Darling bail from the car. Police open up on them. The three of them run into a mall, through corridors. Baby changing clothes in a bathroom and trying to walk calmly like that's going to work. It doesn't. Cops spot him. He runs to the garage, steals a car, clips another on the way out. Buddy and Darling are inside it. They try to get in with Baby. Police reach them before they can. They shoot Darling. Whatever version of Buddy existed before that moment, it's gone. He starts shooting at everything, including Baby. Baby can't drive. He grabs the money bag from the floor, gets out running, goes back for the iPod and nearly catches a bullet doing it. He finds an old woman parked nearby, takes her car, but he doesn't leave immediately. He waits. A song starts on the radio. He takes 3 or 4 seconds to let it play. Then he goes. He gets home to find Joe on the floor, the apartment wrecked. Baby scoops up every dollar he's been hiding under the boards, stuffs it into his jacket, and calls Bo's Diner. When the cook picks up, Baby says Baby's on his way. He drives Joe to a nursing home, records a message for the staff when they ask if he's coming back. He says he doesn't know Joe before Baby walks out, tells him one thing: look after Deborah. He gets to the restaurant and sees Buddy sitting there. They both clock Bats and Darling on the TV behind the counter. The whole city knows. Now Baby pulls his earbud out, sings along quietly with whatever's playing. Buddy reaches over and takes the iPod, tells him the song's done, but the melody isn't finished. Deborah's coworker walks out. Buddy turns to answer her. Baby shoots him in the chest and grabs Deborah's hand, and they are gone. Baby calls Doc from a payphone, tells him he needs help, hangs up. Deborah says they should run. Baby says there's one more thing before she can ask what. A Mustang pulls up to the curb like it was placed there. Baby takes it. Doc is waiting where Baby finds him. Baby asks for the tapes. Doc says no. Baby tells him he's got the money bag, 1 for 1. Doc thinks about it, then he gives him the tapes and the bag. He gets in the elevator with them. And when Deborah and Baby ask why he changed his mind, Doc tells them he's been in love before he knows what it looks like. The elevator opens. 3 men with guns. Doc pushes Baby and Deborah back in and tells them to run. They hesitate. Doc takes a hit, screams at them, go. Outside, Doc gets in his car, cranks up the song he used to share with Baby, and drives straight at the officers. He tells Baby through the window, I came here to die, and he means it. 2 cars, Baby and Deborah in one. Buddy, impossible to kill. In the other, they run each other through the city until Baby makes Buddy crash into a wall. Baby unbuckles, tells Deborah to grab the iPod, and they bail from the moving car. Buddy finds the empty car, starts circling, calls Baby's name like he's got all the time in the world. Deborah steps out alone. Buddy pulls up. She says, Baby now. Baby comes out of nowhere in an 18-wheeler and drives Buddy's car clean off the overpass. Buddy jumps out at the last second, lands hard, but gets up, and here's the part that tells you everything about this man. Instead of running, he walks back up, finds Baby standing at the edge watching the car burn, and shoots right next to Baby's ear. Baby hits the ground. The tinnitus, the ringing he's had since childhood, the thing he's been drowning out his whole life with music, turns into a scream. He can't move. Buddy points the gun at Deborah. She swings a crutch into the back of his head. Baby gets the gun, fires. Buddy goes down into the fire below, and this time he doesn't come back. Daylight. Deborah is driving. Baby wakes up in the passenger seat to the sound of his mother's voice. She's playing the tape labeled Mom. For a second, it feels like everything is behind them. Then they see the roadblock. Police spread across the bridge, nowhere to go. Deborah starts to turn the car. Baby takes her hand, tells her she doesn't belong in any of this. He takes the keys, gets out, walks toward the officers with his hands up. The trial isn't quick. Deborah speaks the old woman whose car he took, speaks the woman he waved away from the post office, speaks the one whose life he saved without even thinking about it. The judge sentences him to 25 years. He serves 5. The letter comes toward the end of his time. Inside, Deborah's handwriting, photos. Inside, she talks about the drive they're going to take, no destination. Music up all the way, windows down, heading west like they always said. She says she can't wait. Baby walks out of prison on a clear morning, and she's there. They get in the car. If this is the kind of film breakdown you'd watch again, you're in the right place. New video every week. Hit subscribe, and we'll see you there.